To my mind, this is very interesting. Maybe you guys listen to what I have to say and you think I'm completely crazy. Zuval seems to have a massive fucking semi for anything light-worthy. Arthas, Paladin, user of the light. Bolvar, again, light, being of the light. Bit of a mixture, but he was happy with Bolvar. He wasn't happy with Ner'zhul, because Ner'zhul wasn't a wielder of the light. When he saw Anduin use the light, he instantly fucking went, interesting. Why does he have that semi for the light? Why is the light so important to him? Now, to my mind, there's a number of theories that could go into this. One of them could just be that the light is easier to control. So, choosing a being of any other sort of cosmological force would be difficult. Whereas with the light, you only need to you only need to convince them of the truth. And if they see the same truth you see, they will follow blindly. The other option, of course, might lie in the fact that when the light attacked Revendreth, Maldraxxus, the very realm which their entire existence is predicated on the fundamental role of defending the Shadowlands. That's literally the only job that Maldraxxus has. When the light attacked the Shadowlands, Revendreth specifically, Maldraxxus did not interfere. Maldraxxus did not rise up to save Revendreth. Why? What if all of these Eternal Ones, what if they're all light? Would it be a stretch? If every Titan and every Eternal One is of the light? Would any of you tell me that I'm completely crazy? Xiang, there's a good chance of that. I like the way you're thinking about it. Definitely see the Carrion being light. I'm talking about the Eternal Ones, not necessarily the realms that they've built for themselves. The Eternal Ones and the Titans. And my main reason for believing that is how the Titans describe the universe as coming into existence. The Ocean of Light explodes, and then from this explosion, pockets of energy form near stars that give heat, and thus Titan worlds are born. I fail to hear any sort of order or life thing there. It seems like all of these energies came from within the Ocean of Light. So to my mind, it just makes sense. It makes sense that all of them are of the light. This might also explain why they're so one-track minded. Why they almost never see beyond their own limitations. The Winter Queen, hellbent on only seeing, shall we say, on only serving Ardenweald and only really working with the cycle of life and death. The Archon, one-track minded, sees only one thing, does only one thing, believe only one thing. The Primus, for all of his tactical prowess, his universe is still extremely one-track minded. Maldraxxus still has a very narrow view of the universe around it. Zuval seems to have a semi for the light. If you look at the magic that Zuval uses, it's an interesting color. Light and darkness. The magic has light elements within it and then a darkness that arises from it. Domination magic may in fact be the magic you get when you combine the light and the void. One of the strongest forms of magic in the universe. And it is this that Zuval used to his, shall we say, advantage. Now, sort of my thoughts around this goes back to Sargeras. Sargeras was able to destroy all of his brothers and sisters. Now, make no mistake, Sargeras was said to be the most powerful of the Pantheon, right? But at the level that he was at, killing his brothers and sisters all at once would not have been possible. He wasn't that powerful. He was powerful and he was very clever and he was a master strategist, but still, in a 1v1 fight against all the Titans, you would argue that Sargeras would most likely not be able to take him down. However, Sargeras accepting the foul meant that the Titans naturally couldn't stand against him, because Titans have a natural weakness to foul. So what if Zuval did the opposite? Or not really the opposite, same. What if Zuval, a Titan of life, an eternal one who was meant to guard over death, what if he accepted the void? What if he realized something that the rest of us have not? What if he realized that it's the void that wants freedom, that wants the universe to be destroyed? And when I say universe, I'm not talking about universe as in everything goes to shit. I'm talking about the barriers, the systems of the universe. This is what the void wishes to rip asunder. And what if Zuval accepted that magic? And this is why he was so powerful. And in turn, he has figured out how to wield both flawlessly. So he can now wield domination magic, the magic of life and death, without effort, thus making him that powerful. Because I don't necessarily see, just on the face of it, how someone can be so powerful who was made from the same cloth. There's no way that he is made as another Eternal One, and yet they require all of them to band together just to stop him. Unless he does have that one up, right? Now, all of this, of course, gets thrown into the dustbin when you go back to, I can't remember which Kyrian it was that told us this, but there's a point where you're doing a campaign quest and you're talking to the Kyrian, because Alexandros Mograine believed that he belongs in Bastion. He can't understand why he was sent to Maldraxxus. And in this, you're sort of talking about the light and the void, and the Ascended Kyrian tells you the light and the void are trifling powers. They don't matter. How? If they were powerful enough to do a bunch of things, they were so powerful that Maldraxxus would not even rise up to meet them, then how can you consider them trifling powers? And of course, if my theory is correct, then they're clearly not trifling powers. But at the same time, we have no evidence of this theory. This is just a big brain theory that I sort of came up with probably like about a month ago. I've been very much invested in this theory. And I've been thinking about this theory for quite some time now, trying to figure out exactly how it goes and how I could see it all work. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this?